Hey everyone, this video is a response to a comment from Ivor. So, hi Ivor, this is Tony talking. The comment, the question was, is the third person form of the verb in Arabic, the past tense third person form, which is the way that verbs are often listed. You know, like if someone says, how do you say, like what's the verb to write in Arabic? So your teacher might say, kataba yaktubu, which is he wrote, he writes. Like they give it to you in the third person he form, okay, past and then present. So the question is, would it be true that that form of the verb, third person in the past, that's also an infinitive verb, meaning to say to do something? So you could take that same verb and say, I want to write, I'm going to write, I like to write, I need to do it, so on and so forth. That was the question, Ivor. Excellent question. The answer is no. To begin, it's no, and then we'll go from there. Ka, ta, ba literally means he wrote, for example, right? Often the way that verbs are presented, okay? But it is not correct to say orid, which means I want. And let's pretend that kataba were the infinitive. We want I want to write, right? So orid kataba, that is not, it does not work that way. It does not mean, you do not say orid kataba. What you do say, Ivor and everyone else, is here's what you do. You put on there, and then you take that same verb and you put it back in the present tense for I. So literally ektub, for example, ektub means I write, and if you say orid an ektub, it means I want, literally, by the way, it means I want that I write. So if you're a grammar person, this would be in the subjunctive mood, if you like. Okay, this would be indicative, this would be subjunctive. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. You don't need to know, but that is the case. So literally, I want that I write, which at the end of the day basically turns into I want to write. Okay, so based on that pattern, you could say orid an ekra, which means I want to read. Okay, I want to eat would be orid an akal. Okay, orid an ashrab qahwa means I want to drink coffee. I want to go somewhere. Orid an adhab ila someplace. Okay, and so on and so forth. So that's the way that happens. The second part of your comment, Ivor, was Ivor. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce exactly, but I'm pretend it's Ivor, right? So, the second part of your question was, what are the suffixes you said, or the prefixes, or the whatever's in order to conjugate the verb? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what you were saying. So, the conjugation. How do you? Okay. The way I like to do that is you just take a look at it, past, present, future. We'll go first person. We'll just use write for whatever reason. Katabtu means I wrote. Okay, and I'm just going to show you the important part here is the two. That's what you're going to see recurring. So like darastu means I studied, and qara'tu means I read, and dhahabtu means I went, and so on and so forth. Okay, so katab will stay the same, okay? If you're speaking to second person, you, and that person is a male, then you add ta on the end. So I think I could just give you the ending now, and you just insert, right? So katabtu becomes katabta. If you're speaking to a female, it becomes katabti. If you're talking about him, it's just kataba, so you just add a. So kataba, and that's how this started, by the way. Kataba, right? He wrote. She wrote would be katabat. Okay, so she wrote, an email would be katabat email or something, right? Okay. Katabna would be we did this. Katabtum means you all, you plural did that. And then katabu is they. So that's the endings. Those are the endings for your verbs in the past tense for each person, right? those all go on the end of end of the verb, right? Present tense looks like this. Ektub. I study is edrus. I'll give put one sample here. So katebtu, right? As you can see, the root looks a little different. So katabtu, ektub, right? The same main letters are there. Ka, ta, ba, but katabtu, katabta, so on and so forth. Here, ektub, tektub means you. Again, you speaking to a male, you speaking to a female is tektubin. It's very much worth learning these conjugations because they work virtually for any verb. So it saves a lot of work. Okay, so tektubin, so on and so forth. As I was saying, the root looks a little different. So what you got to do when you learn a new verb, this is very important, check this out. When you learn a new verb in Arabic, you want to know it in the past tense for I and in the present tense for I. So you want to know katabtu and also ektub. Once you know that, it's predictable how to conjugate the rest. So if I know that it's katabtu, then I could automatically say katabta, katabta, katabti, kataba, katabat, katabna, katabtu, and so on and so forth. Even if the root looks a little different, so be it. Learn it in past, learn it in present, and you'll be able to do absolutely everything else. Even the future comes natural because you just put a se in front of what was, so se ektub, se tektub, all right? So you add tektub, tektubin, speaking to you, female. Yektub is for he, tektub, also for she, nektub, for we, tektubun, so tektubun, and for they it goes yektubun, and so on and so forth. So that's a crash course overview of the conjugation, but that's how it works. You can do a lot with it. You can take in a lot of new verbs and play around with it. Better than simply memorizing conjugation, I would recommend taking in some verbs. There's that other video, Must Know Verbs, which is where the comment came from, Ivor. And play around saying things you want to say. Almost keep like a journal. Practice writing, notebook, and then, of course, speaking with real people. But anyways, a little bit of structure that will help your conjugation. At the end of the day, no. There is no infinitive verb in Arabic. There's no to do something, okay? So if you want to say, I want to do it, you use this pattern. Orid an ektub, orid an ekra, orid an akil, and so on and so forth. And that's the story for now. If you have more questions, I will, or someone else, feel free to answer questions, because what I'm doing here is, as you can see, is just putting out a couple of videos, see what sort of questions people have, then responding to those questions. And so it's a lot of fun for me, and I hope it helps you guys. So honestly, feel free to ask questions, and we'll see what we can do.